Whether you provide a service, whether you sell a product, something you cannot fail to do is to do what? Is to sell. And delivered his goods to them. And to one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to each according to his own ability. That's where I want to point out something to one according to his own ability. And immediately he went on a journey. Now, God distributes resources not evenly. God's kind of distribution is not based on sentiments or emotions. It's based on your ability to receive, and it's not you that determines that, it's God. God knows what your level of ability is. That's what we're doing. What we're doing right now is to be able to give you opportunity to develop more ability and capacity to hand. How many of us have watched this program, The Lion's Den? Is it The Lion's Den? Yeah. If you do business, there are certain things you should be watching out for. You can't be a serious-minded person and be spending all your life on African magic. Baba Salah, Baba Suwe. And you can't. There are some serious events that you need to pay attention to. So the Lion's Den is a place where you have a group of people who are well-to-do in business and people who are aspiring entrepreneur or budding entrepreneur or people who are already doing some things go to pitch for support, for financial support. And it's to tell you that there is money, you know. Some of you are thinking, oh, only I can get 1 million. You know, somebody asked a question. They say, hey, we as people who are suffering. She thought that the speaker was going to be carried away by emotions. And they gave her the right answer, that nobody is going to give you money by emotion. You have to prove to the person that you have the capacity to receive the money and to take the money. I hope you know that there is money in circulation. You need to be aware of that. And what you need to understand is to develop capacity to. I've seen where these guys were pitching for money, you know, you hear 50 million, 100 million, and then about 6 of them on the chair were fighting for a particular guy. I'll give you 50 million, 20% equity. In fact, somebody says, I'll give you 50 million, no interest. And I was like, what? The simple reason is because the guy was able to prove to them that, you know, your worth is not just about what you wear. It's about what is on the inside that you carry. And that is revealed when you meet people. There are people who want to give. There are those who call angel investors. They just want to give you money. They are not looking for anything. And it is your ability to prove. So what we're doing is to give you capacity to be able to build something substantial. And let me say this. While it is important, my major goal is not to raise people who are bothered about what to eat and what to drink. My major focus is to raise people who will be able to go beyond food and drinks. People who will stand tall in their space at any level where you operate. If you want to do food business, you will be at least one of the voices to be reckoned with. If you want to do fashion business, you'll be one of the people to be reckoned with in your space. If you want to do tech business, agric, you will be one of the people that people can reference and say, okay, when it comes to agric, count 1 to 20. This is one of them. That's my objective. So if we are going to be talking about, so I want you to shift your focus from, I want to do business because I want to find something to eat and to drink. If that's what you are thinking, then there is no need for you to be around here. So the focus is to create something of substance, something of value that can attract people at different levels, especially in high places. That's the focus. So building capacity, building ability. And I'll show you. And so we're going to put this down quickly. So I told you what 5 codes or 5 secrets you must pay attention to, which will help you if you think about. And by the way, if you do business, you should be thinking about 2026 by now. Whatever it is that you do in life, you should know. But as far as certain business owners are concerned, they are rounding up 2025 already. And you should be thinking about 20. So what is the plan for 2026? And so what are the things that you need to pay attention to for? And let you understand that even if you are not doing business, you need to understand that there is nothing about life right now that is not connected to business. Whether you are a civil servant, whether you are a career person, almost everything that you do is connected to business. You don't need to actually have a registered business to be able to operate as a business person. It's just about your mindset. And this will help you. So number one is, we had a graduation last week, Sunday, if I'm correct. Yeah. Last week, Sunday. I'm sure all of us, or some of us are aware that we have a business school, the First World Business School. And last week we graduated about 30 people, Over 40 people were enrolled, 30 people graduated. And so we had a graduation last week. And we had a guest on that platform who spoke about 2 things. And I want to make reference to those 2 things. So the number one thing is you must develop courage to start. No matter what it is, if you are thinking of doing anything, you will have to develop courage, confidence, boldness to start. That's the first thing. See, you won't have everything put together. You won't have everything together. Everything will not be perfect. Everything will not be. If you are looking for perfect weather, perfect atmosphere, everything must be in place before I start, you will wait till forever. So what you need is, first of all, courage to start whatever God is putting in your heart. And when you talk about courage to start, you don't need to have everything in place. You don't even need to understand everything about the business. If you have the heart to do fashion business, for example, you don't need to know everything about fashion to go start fashion business. Just have a basic idea of what fashion is all about. I have somebody who is into school uniforms, but I have never seen her with sewing machine once. But she gets supply. I know her. It's somebody that I know. It's not as if they told me. And if you mention top schools around, those are the people that she sews for. The likes of Chrisland. Some of those amazing schools. But there is something I know she understands. She understands basic things about the business. How to select the best fabrics. The kind of styles to sew and all of those things. So, courage to start. Start anyhow. In 2026 or the main part of the year, if you're thinking of anything, start anyhow. And there is no best time to start. The best time to start is now, not tomorrow. I've said this to you before. The thing you are thinking about, while you are thinking about it, 1,000 other people are thinking about it. And it's the first to enter the market that people will recognize. So by the time you show up, it may become too late. So people will tell you, where have you been all this way? I say, actually, I've been planning to start. Oh, you came too late. Start anyhow. If you are thinking of selling anything, start selling it immediately. Don't look for money. Don't think money should not, I've told you this before, money should not be a barrier for you. Number 2 is courage to connect. When you have started, do everything possible to connect. Now, I'll lead you into some things and I'll show you. To connect back to how to sell. How can you sell what you are selling? Now, 2 things or 3 things you must pay attention to when it comes to doing business. Somebody says, but I don't have ability to produce anything. You don't need to know how to produce anything. You can provide services even as a business person. You don't need to sell any product. Just learn to do something. Those who are dry cleaners, what are they selling? Huh? What do they sell? They provide services. That's what it is. You provide a service. So once you have any idea, you don't necessarily have to sell a product. Develop ability to provide a service. So you can ask yourself, okay, but I can't sell. But there is something that is connected, that connects everything together. Whether you provide a service, whether you sell a product, something you cannot fail to do is to do what? Is to sell. If you have an idea, you must still develop ability to sell that idea. The problem with some of us is that we have that fantastic idea, but you don't know how to sell it. You don't know how to tell people about it. And I'll show you how to do that today. You don't know how to convince people to buy from you, and then you are frustrated. There is no business without sales. So I hope you know. I'm sure you understand. If you like, put AC in your shop. Fill the whole place with drugs. The best drugs ever. If people don't walk into that shop to say, what are you buying, what are you selling? That shop is good for nothing. And you wake up every day, you go home every day, and you're frustrated. What gives you fulfillment is the result. What are we talking about result? Is the sales. Sales is the lifeline of any business. If you are not selling, you are not doing business. And so you have to understand how to convince people. So I'm glad at the direction that we went this morning. You need to know how to convince people to sell. And there are some people, they have mastered sales to the extent that they can sell what is not in existence. I hope you know. I used to have a boss who can sell anything. He can sell a car that does not have an engine. I learned a bit of the act of selling from him. Because I saw people walk into our office to ask for what we are not doing. By the time they were walking out, they already collected their money. So I was asking, how did your guys do it? But sir, this is not what we are doing. The only thing is don't enter into the room with him. If he convince you to enter the same room with him, you can't live without dropping money. I'm telling you. I've seen it happen. And somehow it dropped off on me too a bit, but I had to behave myself, So you can sell without necessarily having a shop. But what I touch on is courage to connect. You need to understand how to relate with people, how to connect, and that's one of the center points for business. Learn to connect. You cannot run business. There are different levels of business. We call some business sole proprietorship, business kind of business. Some are partnership, right? There are certain, no matter what time is going to come, we'll do more on that. 7 things you must pay attention to when you want to sell anything. Number 1 is a product. Pay attention to the product. Understand what product you are selling. I hope you know Zobo is not just Zobo drink. Have you sat down to research the leaf that they use to produce Zobo? What is it about? What kind of work does it do? What value does it have? Don't just sell because people are selling Zobo. What makes you to be more preferred is that you understand the ingredients. You break down, behind every drink or every product, you see the breakdown, the quantity of these and all of the calcium at this level, percentage and all. You need to go take time to study. Before this, now technology is everywhere. You don't need to, that's another thing entirely. If some people died, business died, those people who are running cyber cafe, You remember at that time? I'm not sure how many cyber cafes we have in space now. But it was a big business at that time. Can I shock you? You have to also check and be sure that the business you are doing now, what will it look like in the next 10 years? Because that's a signal. Cyber cafe was everywhere at that time. But now you can stay in the comfort of your home and check whatever you want to check. Cyber cafe is dead. So at that time, I'll go to cyber cafe and go and do research. What is it about this particular product? The product I wanted to be selling and dealing with, I did everything that I could get, including who are the people in the same market space, who are the top 10. I did all of those research and came out with facts and figures. And so that you know where to position yourself at the end of the day. Know at least a bit about the product that you are trying to sell. No matter how bad it is. Don't just say, everybody is doing cake. How many type of cakes do we have? What makes this cake to be called this name? Is it because you call it coconut cake because they put coconut inside? What makes it called? Why do they call it this name and not this name? So you do all your research, your product. Be well knowledgeable about whatever it is, whatever dimension of area of business you want to do. Number 2 is your promotion. Don't do business without paying attention to these. I call it 7 P's. Number 2 is your promotion. You need to learn to promote what you are selling. And one of the secrets I can teach you is, if you sell any product, learn to do what I call giveaway. Giveaway in the sense that give people to have a feel of what you are selling. I'll tell you, I'm big on this, and it works for me. I'm big on it. Somebody wanted to do something, and then of course you have so many other options. People who are bigger than us and all of those things. And I said the only way I could convince them to consider us was to say, you know what, you have gotten all other big brands that could do the same thing that we do. And I'm one of the smallest of all. And I said, you know what, to convince you about this that we're trying to do, let the committee come together, fix a day for us, we'll come and do a demo for you for free. So on that particular evening, I mobilized my team. Let's go and do a demo. So we got there, set up, and then they asked them to come into the church to come and see. Oh, we killed it. You know, because the other people have been coming, they are just showing them paper. You see, this is the configuration, this is everything. It's just paper and picture. This one will show them real life. I could see it on their faces. Do you mean this is what you are going to give us? I said, this one is even the old model. What we are giving is the new model. I said, you mean it's going to be better? I said, yes, sir. We got the job. That was it. That's one dimension of promotion. It cost me a bit, but you know what? Guess who paid for that cost? Guess who paid for the cost? It's the same client. Because when you are giving them the bill, you put the thing back on them. But you won't tell them, that thing I did, though, I put the money in the cost. Do you get what I'm saying now? Promotion. Number 3, packaging. Number 3P, packaging. You learn to package whatever it is that you're doing, even if you are providing services. Be big on packaging what you're doing. Be big on it. Don't just provide service and then it's wishy-washy. Nobody could attach any value to it. Be concerned about how you package, number 1, yourself, and how you package your product. If I see what you are selling to me, you know the Bible says beauty is in the face of the beholder. You can't that, it's only God that sees the inside, though. As far as man is concerned, it's outside, though. I say, God understands. Yes, I know God understands, but as far as man is concerned, it's only God that judges the intents of man's heart. As far as man is concerned, is what we can see. That's why they say sin is believing. Be conscious of how you present what you are selling. Don't just sew cloth and squeeze it anyhow. Then it's something you have to pay attention to, no matter what it is. When you are delivering something to somebody, always have something that can be left behind. Now, two things are left behind: the experience they have on that product. Number two, always leave something that they can make reference to in form of a contact. Don't just drop an item or your product on something and nobody can say, okay, who delivered this stuff? And there is nothing they can trace. Why should you do a delivery without your contact on it? And say, when they need me, they will call you. Excuse me, they will forget you. Because there are several other people who are doing this. While you are doing that delivery, other people are also marketing them. Be key, strong on how you package yourself. Be conscious of that. There are certain clients that you cannot deliver certain things to them below certain standard. If we take you to go and buy box, somebody presented a gift to us. It was a throw pillow. It came in a, what do they call this box? The gift box. It came in a gift box. I want to speak somewhere. I still have it in my office. When I got there, they branded the box, put my picture, put my name. It's on my table. That box, I can't throw it into the dustbin. I want to be seeing it. You get what I'm saying? It's the same way with your product. Be key, strong on packaging. Let me quickly talk about positioning. I'm running. How you position yourself, where you position yourself will determine how much of people will see you. Step out. That's what I talk about visibility. Your positioning is key. Don't just go and hide. Where the problem is with some of us is that you are not convinced. You are not sure of what you carry. There are certain meetings or programs that you are supposed to go. The reason why you don't want to go is because you are afraid. What if I show up and they don't pay attention to me? Who told you they won't pay attention to you? Who told you? You are just in your, that's timidity. You are timid. You are afraid. Where you position yourself, go to the mountaintop. Tell people about what, see, it's good to fail after trial than not to try in success. I'll explain it later. I would rather try and fail than not to try at all. Let me get there first. Let me show first. Your positioning is very important. Number 5, the people. Identify the people that are in need of what you do. Identify them. Identify the people. Don't just, now understand this, everybody except you are selling item that is known for everybody. Everybody cannot be your customers. You need to tell yourself the truth. Everybody should not be your customer. You do voice over and all of those things. You do script writing and all of. You can't, everybody cannot. Local market woman does not understand what a voice training is called. So if you are marketing a market woman, you'll be frustrated. Say, oh, mommy. Like your Igbo people say, oh, mommy. Because you speak English, you don't understand what is voiceover. You didn't be talking about executive people. Talk about people who understand what it is, who want to produce an item or a jingle and all of that. So that's the people. What concerns the local market woman with the jingle? The people. Number 6, the place. Know where your position or your business should be positioned. I jokingly say, if you run a business center, for example, and then you go to inside Adigbe, only the Spirit will come and patronize you. There is a place here, just behind us, called, it's a computer village. Wisdom should tell you, if you want to do any business that has to do with that kind of business, you should do everything you can. Now let me tell you how it works. Do everything you can. Anything you can. Are you surprised that all of them are on that route? The banks, the slots, they are around this axis. You think they don't know what they're doing? When a typical Abeokuta person wakes up and is thinking of buying phones, there is an area in his mind that he wants to go to. If you can do anything, you must make sure you are positioned in anywhere around this axis. Find the space. Now, this is where it makes. If they are renting a shop in somewhere else that is outside this area for 5,000 naira, and shop is 15,000 naira here, you know my advice, go for 15,000 naira shop. You get the money back. Because people want to buy. When it comes to that kind of area of item, it is here they are coming. 20 people have come here before you see 2 people come to your area. The challenge is also that whatever you think you are selling there, they believe is inferior to what they are selling here, even if your own is the best. The place. Lastly, the price. This is one of the secrets of penetrating into the market. It's one of the secrets. If you can, one way to penetrate. Do you get what I'm saying? Now let me tell you this. You get trained, right? Somebody trained you. It's just a secret. To access the market. The same market. Because you have a boss who has clients. One of the ways to easily gain access to that space is to work with your price. You can't charge the same amount that your boss is charging and think you are going to gain entrance. One of the easiest way to gain entrance is to come a bit low. Two things. Offer better services at a lower price. You gain easy access. Every typical Nigerian, I'm not talking about the high network. Every typical Nigerian is considering, before you talk about quality, they consider quantity first. This young man in item 7, we were driving past one of the outlets, and then somebody says, "What are they doing there?" I said, "They are buying food." They say, are they giving people free?" I said, "No." So I got to understand that one of the reasons why people, apart from the fact that the food is good, is that the price is lower than what you will buy in other places. It got the market and it broke. Boom! You will see queue. A queue crowd. And you'll be what? Is it not food? Hey! It got a price. And let me tell you, you know what is going to happen? In the next few years, it's going to go back to the real price. But it has captured your heart. Because you have tasted the food is sweet and good. By the time you increase the price, it will be difficult for you to walk away. Use price to capture markets. That was my approach. You can't beat certain people. They are strong, they are big, they are large. One of the ways to consider, for people to consider you at your low level, is to come a bit low. If you are offering services, it's easier for you because you have nothing serious to lose. Get it lower. But of course, if you are doing products, you need to look at it critically. Instead of having a product and then you are going to get 10,000 naira profit, you can sacrifice 2,000 naira off your profit. Instead of 10,000, you get 7,000 naira thereabout. And it's to get people in because you need the numbers. You need the people. Have you learned something today? I rest my case.